music. Like I like
I mean,
underground music. Like my favorite
I
rapper,
think
y'all
it's a good
probably
thing.
never heard of.
What's your favorite rapper?
I like vibes. I like this dude from Atlanta. His name Johnny Cinco. So yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all never heard him. He got his own little niche.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
don't know nothing about Johnny Cinco.
What's his name?
Johnny Cinco. I know you ain't never heard of him, Miko. He make
You say
like
underground.
get money street nigga vibe music. It's a wave. If you know, you know. Like he wanted to he'll set out a show. But like it's his own niche, kind of like Money Man.
Yeah, I like Money Man. Money
Oh
Man is
yeah,
cool.
I like Money Man.
And so
I
like
like Money
he got
Man.
a niche audience like him. Like if you know, you know. A lot of folks don't know Money Man.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
think
love
there's a
Money
lot
Man.
of rappers
Money
like
Man
that.
is dope.
I think there's a lot of rappers like that, especially down south. Like down south has its own ecosystem of
Yeah.
artists.
So he
Like-
he from Atlanta.
But
So like
I
Atlanta one of them
don't
states
like the
where-
whole sentiment of down south though, because
you
the
mean?
South
You
is
heard Slim Thug is a real nigga.
because the South is so massive and it's
Nigga,
different
what?
depending on where you are. Houston is way different than Atlanta, and Atlanta is way different than Louisiana. Louisiana is
What the hell is Quinn throwing up, bro? What are you doing?
much different than Alabama and Atlanta.
Slim Thug is a real nigga.
Because the South is so massive and it's
Look at this nigga.
different depending on where you are. Houston is way different than Atlanta, and Atlanta is way different than Louisiana. Louisiana is much different than Alabama, and Alabama is different than Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they put it all in a one bucket based off a region, but I think that is different depending on where you go.
it is.
Chopped
It
and
is.
screw shit is way different than what's happening in Atlanta, man.
But it's the South though. Like it's still its own thing.
It's
like
not,
you got
bro.
New York, Boston, all that shit out east. Like they on their own time. Like, but they got similarities. That's how we are down south. We got similarities, but
Who
we
from
different
Boston? Who from Boston?
Who from Boston?
No, name a artist that's hot from
New
Boston.
edition.
From Boston?
Yes.
New
The
edition.
main streets of Boston.
I don't,
What does it mean? Boston.
That's exactly
Bobby
my
Brown.
point.
but I'm saying
Uh,
that
Where Boston Richie from? What is his name? Just Boston. He from the DMV, I think. I don't know.
you can ask me for somebody from down south.
No neck. Former owner
Re-
of
Oh,
re-
yeah,
re-
no,
her
yeah,
name is
yeah,
Renee Rapp is from Boston.
Benzino
Zeno
don't count.
is the only person
don't
from
count.
Boston that I can think of.
He don't count. He not
That's what
even
I'm saying
good.
though. You don't think of Boston and say that's where like they don't even got a culture as far as musically.
They don't have
Like
they don't have a large culture. Like they don't have a large
They
and known
don't.
culture.
And I'll tell you, and I'll give you an example. Chicago sound completely different from
That's only because ain't nobody blue from there.
Detroit.
Joyner Lucas is from Boston?
Facts.
But Joyner Lucas don't have a specific sound that's
Oh, no.
Boston. Like
I thought he
He
was
don't
from
have a
California.
Chicago
He
has
don't have an East Coast sound at all.
Chicago can have a sound. Detroit got a specific sound. Atlanta, you can tell when a nigga from Atlanta. Houston, you
Right.
can tell from a dude, for the most part, when dudes is from Houston. When you hear Buffalo, New York, or you hear New York,
Yeah,
New
I was about
artists,
to say.
it got a different type of sound. You know what I'm
But
saying?
see,
Yeah.
When you hear Oakland got a sound. It's different.
but no, they do got a sound out on the East Coast. It sound alike. Like that New York shit and all that shit. All them niggas they talk like.
But all
that,
you can
bro.
name is New York. When East Coast is New York. That's it.
No. Well,
East
no.
Coast is New York. They talk
That's
mad
it.
aggressive in New York.
Florida. Okay, so
Hold on, y'all. Let me close this door.
Florida has a sound.
Yes, fuck nigga.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Florida
That's what
has
I'm
a
saying.
sound.
But they group it all together. Like you don't hear niggas from Vegas, from Arizona saying I'm West Coast. You just don't hear that shit.
What?
Well, I think all the sounds are different. I think like when I think about down south music, I don't think it all sounds the same, but I think they all operate the same. Like everybody in Atlanta will support Atlanta, whatever the Atlanta movement is. People in Memphis will support the Memphis movement. Like
But
I'm saying,
everybody in Houston ain't supporting the Atlanta movement though. It's still
correct,
Yeah.
segmented,
They
and it's
do.
on. They
correct,
only
They,
correct. I agree.
no, no
Like
niggas from
like here in
Houston
DC,
support Houston, and niggas from Atlanta support dude. They don't even really all the time support people from Atlanta.
That's not true, bro.
But people from
like
Atlanta kind of do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? They all kind of
like
segmented.
But it's still the South.
DC, like we got our
It's
own, we
not,
have
bro.
our own sound
Can't
here.
do that.
Like
but the
Please.
The whole South fuck with each other. The thing is, niggas just fuck with who hot. And out of sight, out of mind. If you not, shit. Link up for what?
our
the
sound
only
gets taken
It's the same thing with creators and YouTubers and everything else.
all the
I don't know if
time. Like, but a lot of people won't recognize it as a DC sound, and but it gets taken all the time. It's in
Y'all sound like
multiple.
Wale.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so let's go R&B songs. Anne-Marie One Thing is a go-go song, right? Beyonce's Crazy in Love is a go-go song. Like I can keep going. Nelly's Is Hot in Here is a go-go song. That's Chuck Brown. Like there's tons of people that take DC sounds and put it
don't
into
nobody fuck with
mainstream
that.
stuff and don't. I'm sorry?
Don't nobody fuck with that out of here. The hell no. That shit
Every song I
terrible.
just named are
No, I
multi-platinum songs,
know.
if not
No, I
diamond.
know. No, I
See,
know.
no,
Like, but like
see,
that
down
shit
south, we
is
don't even know what
ugh.
go-go is.
I
So
don't know what the
the
fuck
first
a
time
go-go
somebody
is. I
was
know
But
telling
what
me
a
hold on.
dancer
You know
is.
what's so crazy about that though? The fact that white people in Europe know about a lot of these pockets and the culture, supposedly the culture doesn't know. That's
listen,
crazy.
Yeah.
the
What
first
I
time I
know the
ever heard of
go-go
house
offense
music,
is,
I
Well, it's time to find
How we gonna hear about it if it ain't happening around us? Ain't nobody playing in no parties. You ain't getting in nobody car. Nobody playing no damn nigga for what? What are you doing? What the fuck?
that
Mika,
you just only play in the house.
Hmm.
No,
Like
but
we don't
house
have
music is
that.
a Detroit Chicago thing. Techno, well, house music is more Chicago. Techno is Detroit.
We don't have
I
that
was about to
shit that
say,
like it ain't no techno down south. It ain't no go-go. It ain't no house music. We
It's
don't
down
play
there.
it.
You just don't. You just not familiar with it because that's not
I,
the segment that you.
Facts. It's definitely down here. It's something for every circle down here.
You can
fuck no
call your
house.
buddies, but that don't mean that they. You just not familiar with it because that's not the segment that you
I'm
participate in.
telling you right now, my whole time. Listen, I can call him one of my buddies. They don't know what the
You can
fuck no
call your
house.
buddies, but that don't mean that they own that type of scene. It's a
I'm telling you,
it's a fucking techno
bro, down south,
movement.
we got chopped and screwed,
Correct.
regular music,
That's all.
free.
Listen.
How he just gonna speak it for everybody? Like he know everybody.
Listen. That's almost like saying fucking Taylor Swift. Like you don't listen to Taylor Swift, so you wouldn't know. Even though Taylor Swift is a megastar, you don't know the segments and the pockets and what cities Taylor Swift is popping in because that's not something
It's
that you
me.
participate in.
Listen, you
I'm the
know,
problem. It's me. It's me.
you know that music not big down south. They don't have none of them EDM festivals down south.
They
All
on
that
the
shit
West Coast. They on the West.
yes, because they don't listen to it down south. It's not
Bro.
culturally
Well,
appropriate.
It
they
doesn't
listen to it
have
in
to be a
Oklahoma,
big
but they stuff is on
festival.
the West.
It doesn't have to be a big festival for it to be proliferating in a particular city. Like, I'll give you an example. We are the home of techno. We only have one festival in the city as far as the movement festival inside of the city. But that don't mean that it's not proliferating or booming out in that particular city. They're not gonna have a whole lot of festivals, but it's still a movement. It's still a thing.
They said,
Right, but
watch.
that's what I think. I think everybody has their
That's the second time. No man.
own movement because if you go just what 2 hours from here, right? Matter of fact, you don't even have to go 2 hours. You can go 45 minutes from DC. which is Baltimore, and Baltimore
Alger
plays
Reed.
what is that? House music or
Yeah, and
club music. I'm
it's
sorry,
big on the
club
West
music.
Coast too. It's big
But
in
it's big
Vegas.
there. But it
It's
doesn't
big
get
in a lot
played.
of
It doesn't
places.
get played 45 minutes away in DC. We don't play
But that's what I'm
that
saying
music.
though, is that if you're not on that scene and you're not familiar with what's happening in that space, if you're not on no fucking dead mouse and you know what I'm saying, all of that type of shit, then you're not familiar with that. That's not gonna be your thing.
Yeah, I know EDM and techno in Miami because I know they got Pitbull and shit. No, not Pitbull, Flow Rider. And they be doing like the
Mm-hmm.
different. They do different shit in Florida. Like they even mix cocaine with their weed. So they
You
be
know
on some
what?
whole other
Like a
shit.
lot of people don't even know shit about they don't Skrillex is one of the biggest artists in general. People have no
Oh,
fucking
Skrillex is dope.
yeah,
Skrillex is
but
dope. He
most
has big
people in
concerts.
That nigga said in general. How in general? Most people don't know
our
about.
Just
culture
him.
or most people that's familiar with rap or hip hop, they don't know who the fuck Skrillex is.
Oh,
I don't know
Skrillex
who
is
the fuck
dope.
that
I never heard of.
is.
That's my
Skrillex
point. But
got that.
Skrillex, I would say that Skrillex probably got a bigger movement in some of y'all major cities than some of the people that y'all think is hot on the underground on y'all scene.
That's
Skrillex will
because
come
they
in
have
your
those
fucking
people.
city and sell out a fucking a whole theater, an arena.
No,
If
he
he
can do
show up in
arena.
y'all,
Yeah,
he will sell out an
he
arena
did
in your city, but then you
he
will
did
sit here and
Capital One.
tell me, no, that's not popping here. Yes, it
No,
is. You
no,
just not
Skrillex
familiar with
Skrillex
where it's at.
does. Skrillex
I ain't
does
never.
him Marshmallow,
Facts.
David Guetta. I listen to EDM, so yeah.
But that's
Him
what I'm
Marshmallow,
saying
David
because
Guetta,
people may
all
not be
that.
familiar with that genre of music and where it hit in their cities or in that area, they will think that it ain't popping down there, and it is.
I used to go to this EDM shit where I ain't go, but it's this EDM shit I used when I stayed in Hawaii, and every time they did it, it was called Wonderland. And every time they do it, like 6 people die at the concert, like because they all do like pills and shit. So like no, like every time they had it, multiple casualties, like they just flat out die, and all the girls walk around naked, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
those are those. Some of those mostly be like when they get real crazy, like the rave concerts and stuff like that. But Skrillex is is one of like one of the biggest.
Exactly. But most
He
of
has
us
that.
have never heard of him. Most
He
of us
did
have never
the
heard of him
Harley
before.
Quinn. He did the Harley Quinn album, and he has a song with Rick Ross. So I know some hip hop people know that
Most
song.
of us have never heard of it before, but that just shows you that we we in our own space, but that don't necessarily mean that we familiar with everything that's happening within our. We familiar with what happens in our neck of the woods or our pockets or our culture. That don't necessarily mean that that's what's
But
happening
see,
across the
but
board.
Anton, you gotta think, right? Like a lot of people aren't exposed to that music, especially if they're people of color. Because I can tell you right now, I used to get teased all the time because I listened to other stuff other than hip hop. So a lot of people of color notice that even if they do listen to it, they don't tell other people that they listen to it.
Quentin do, and he catch hell for it.
Well, that's what I said.
This him?
That's what I said.
Yeah, he got a lot of
Huh?
different stuff like that. Yeah, that's
This
him.
him?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Anton. Oh shit. Wish I was able to have that conversation on a open panel.
You still winning big at Chumba Casino?
If I'm here, a real hustler, somebody I model myself after as far as my YouTube and chasing success as far as being a bag chaser, man. I appreciate you for everything you do. You do your shit. I appreciate it. But yeah, learned 2 things today from that video. Proliferation, which means a sudden increase in numbers, and Skrillex. Never heard of him, but obviously he can sell out arenas. So, already, y'all stay safe, man.